Hello and welcome back to The Read. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today because we're continuing our read throughout the astrological signs. Today is Taurus. You'll notice that I have a couple new things on my desk today, which I'm really excited about. This is a African gin called Bayab. African owned, black owned, handcrafted with all African botanicals. Just look at the bottling on this. It's amazing. You can see African grown. The best tasting gin hails only from the best ingredients and natural environment that nature has to offer. Handcrafted and lovingly distilled in a traditional copper pot stills, Bayab African Rose Gin combines the purest water and bountiful botanicals such as the Bayab fruit, cinnamon, coarse sea salt, combined with African rose and balanced with orange peel. Also made with juniper, coriander, rosemary, cinnamon, sea salt, lemon peel, orange peel, rose water, and baobab. I can't wait. I got two, not for myself, one for my friend and one for me. I have a sneaking suspicion my friend is going to use it for ancestral veneration. I, on the other hand, am going to use it particularly for French 75s. So I'll let you know how that goes. Let's see if I can get this a little bit more in the corner. Yeah. So let's get into our read for Taurus today. I love a Taurus. There's really very few signs that I don't like. But Taurus is definitely one that I have such a love for. I particularly love their undying dedication to luxury and lushness. I don't know any Tauruses that aren't aesthetically pleasing, not just in how they look, but how they dress, how they outfit their living spaces and things like that. And just a grounded group of individuals. Yes, a little bullheaded, but I mean, what else do you expect when a bull is your mascot? Ew, balance. What do you expect when a bull is your mascot? But there's so many redeeming qualities to the Taurus, and as a Pisces, love, love, love them. I looked at the astrological, the Magician. I saw that so many times today. I looked at the astrological transits for today. None of them are in Taurus, but that is a-okay. We don't have to have anything in transit in order to do a read. Let's see. Okay. So let's see what we have right here. Balance, the Magician, Four of Pentacles. So far we have you in this position right here. If you're wondering, you can't really see it, but this is turquoise, black onyx, amethyst, clear crystal, clear quartz, and rose quartz. This is my balance side. This is my love side. Remembering to bring in love in all that I do, especially these readings. And then the balance, it's also a representation of me. And we have the turquoise, one of my favorites, Just realized I still don't have my rings on, but we'll put them on eventually. We'll put them on in the next reading. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles sitting in the U position. And I wonder what this is asking you to balance. What are you balancing right now? I think you might be balancing all of the elements, especially, it's so funny that the Two Pentacles come out, like the Two of Pentacles, but also Two Pentacles come out, because we know the Pentacles is Earth energy, and Earth energy, of course, is our Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So very fitting for these cards to come out. The Four of Pentacles is a very interesting pull, because this reminds me of somebody. I remember in the first reading, it was probably like the first or second reading that I did for YouTube, and I couldn't find the word that I was looking for, and the word was miserly, because we have the Four of Pentacles, some type of aristocrat with mind on my money and money on my mind, pentacles at the top of the crown, holding a pentacle, and then two pentacles firmly at his feet, symbolizing that they may be holding onto their resources really tightly. Which, again, in this economy is probably a very, very smart thing to do. I'm in the US, so things over here are a little bit hectic. But I wonder if it's asking you to balance this, this Four of Pentacles energy with the Magician. The Magician here, the difference between the Four of Pentacles and the Magician is that both of them have 4 elemental items. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference is, instead of holding all 4 pentacles like the Four of Pentacles, the Magician is holding a pentacle, a cup, a sword, and a wand. All of the suits of the tarot. So I wonder if this is asking you to get a little out of your comfort zone and less focused on your super earth energy, and asking you to marry the other elements into the way that you operate. I think that's what this is telling us. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you want us to balance? And you know, if nothing comes out on the shuffle, we split the deck and then we pull. Nothing seems to be coming out, so that is exactly what we're going to do. What is it that you're asking us to balance? Our emotions. It could... I don't generally do love readings, and not saying that I think this is a love reading, but it could be, depending on who, right? So you have 2 twos here. You have the Two of Pentacles and you have the Two of Cups. And I wonder what this is asking you to balance, because this is also another cup of balance. If this is not a love reading for you, okay, take it how it comes. But these 2 people are very well balanced individuals. You'll notice that their cups are at equal heights. It seems like these 2 people are of the same class, equally yoked, if you will. You also have the caduceus coming up out of the cups. Snakes can be representing that wisdom and transformation. And then you have a winged lion, protection, also passion. Yeah, it's definitely asking you to come into balance with something. Maybe balance with your relationships. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be your platonic partners as well, your friends, your family. That wanted to pop, but it didn't. Let's see what it was. The Nine of Wands. I'm kind of glad that didn't pop because, child, what? The World card. Boom. Let's finish this shuffle. Yeah, it's definitely asking you to look at things from a new perspective. Coming out of this kind of holding tight to maybe more openness. Have you been holding onto yourself, your things, very tightly, very controlling? As a Taurus, again, it's really important to a Taurus to have a handle on all of your material resources, your money, your health, your finance. That's something that I notice as a theme through all earth signs, but especially with Taurus. They like the luxury. So I wonder if this is asking you to call into balance that with the emotional side of it. You have the World card, so that definitely means that it's the last card of the major arcana. So it definitely suggests that you come to this end of this journey successfully. But let's go into the journey. Let's go into the journey and see what the journey has laid out. Nothing came out, so we'll cut and then we'll lay out Justice, another Pentacle, Five of Swords. I wonder what this is. You have the, so you are definitely being called to put something in balance because you got the Justice card, Libra, number 11, Master number 11. They hold the Sword of Truth, but they also hold the scales. The scales here and the juggling here is definitely asking you that balance theme. These three cards are asking you to put something back into balance. Back into balance? The way in which you will put things back into balance is through hard work. Look at the Eight of Pentacles. He has all his materials. He has all his resources. But guess what? It's not enough just to have them. You have to continue that skill building. You have to continue working on those gifts that are given to you. It's not just enough to say, okay, I received this gift, now I'm going to hoard it. That's another word, hoard it. But I'm going to work on it so that these gifts can manifest at an even higher level. Five of Swords, that's an interesting pull. Eight of Pentacles to the Five. This kind of wants, oh, okay, interesting. The Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords at the top. Seven of Swords at the bottom. So, with this hard work that's coming from the Eight of Pentacles, you draw into a next part of your journey with the Five of Pentacles. You might be entering into some type of battle, a battle that definitely has to do with communication, with the words. You might, maybe is this reading about a partner? I don't know, Taurus. It might be. Again, I don't really do love readings, but there's definitely a partnership here. It doesn't have to, again, it does not have to be a romantic partnership, but there's definitely a definite relationship that's going on. I think what it's asking you to do is maybe you're coming from this single. Yeah. I hate that it might be a love reading. um and let me talk about that a little bit. I think a lot of like social media astrologers and tarot readers, especially the more gimmicky ones, fall into like love readings, money readings, fame readings, you know? So I really don't want to be one of those. I want to be a trusted source for you all. And I take that very, very, very seriously. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, go out of my comfort zone. I've been asking y'all to go out of your comfort zone. Maybe I need to too. Ew. But this might be a significant other. Okay, let's just say that. And I think on one side you have somebody who is very much like, there might be one person who's very well rounded here with the Magician and having all four elements. And then you have this other person who is like money, 401k savings plan, emergency savings, high yield savings account, Roth IRA, like very much like, hey, these are the things that we need to put in place in order to like basically look out for our future. So it's not bad, right? It's certainly not a bad thing. But sometimes when we focus too much on the money, on the resources, we can miss the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that emotional cup being filled. Yeah. You might have to get creative. You have the Six of Wands here. I'll put that over there for a segundo. And I wonder if you might come to a point where you're in a little bit of a battle with this significant other, this other partner. It could be, it could also be a work relationship. Do you have a work partner that you might be entering into a battle of the minds with? That's what this card symbolizes, the Five of Swords. Remember, swords are our air element. Thoughts, words, communication, ideas. So there might be, it might be a work partner or a significant other. And yeah, judgment. And it's asking you in this particular fight with all the cards that are laid out here, with this particular, I don't think it's going to be like an actual fight, but you know, in relationships, there's always these power struggles. That's what we'll call it. There's always these little power struggles. And I want you to be very careful with your words. Very careful with your words, because we have to realize that in these partnerships, we're not against one another. We're actually on the same team. So sometimes my mom used to say this, you can be right or you can be dead right, right? Meaning to say that in an argument, You can fight for the last word. You can fight to be right, but at what cost? At the cost of diminishing or destroying the relationship? Is that really worth it? And that's what the Five of Swords calls us to do, or calls us to think about. At what cost are we really willing to be right for? And again, Taurus, you know, that bull do be coming out. That bull does come out when it wants to. When we dig our feet in, and I say we because I have a Taurus moon, when we dig our heels in, very it is very hard to dig us out. You also have the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Judgment. The Knight of Pentacles is calling you out of this Four of Pentacles energy. Actually, let me hold it this way. Sorry. The Knight of Pentacles. It's a slow moving horse. Beautiful black horse that symbolizes protection and stability. The Knight of Pentacles is holding his pentacle and looking at it with such reverence. And I think that's the balance. I think you get out of this hoarding, tight-fisted, miserly, and maybe those are strong words, and maybe it's not you, maybe it's the other person, but there's this energy of tight-fistedness, and it then calls you and draws you more into this. You see how he's holding the pentacle in his hand? He has control of it, but he's holding it with the open hand. You know what that allows you to do? That allows you to give and receive. But when our hands are closed, we can't give and we can't receive. So having this open-palmed, open-fisted nature is going to be really important as you move forward. You have the Six of Wands as well as Judgment, and the Judgment card is an awakening card. It's calling you to awaken to the ways in which we can get closer to our highest self. The Four of Pentacles is not your highest self. The Knight of Pentacles is your highest self. Your higher, not highest, but higher self. And I think you'll have to get a little creative with this process. Ew. Yep. You'll definitely have to get creative with this process. The Three of Wands suggests temperance. The Three of Wands suggests that you are moving out of planning. Excuse me. You're moving out of planning into doing. That little void in between those two energies. And it eventually leads you to the Six of Wands, which is victory. So I think all readings are good. I think that you are in a particular situation where you're asking to call into balance these energies, especially the Magician. The Magician, remember, there are 4 elements between the Four of Pentacles and the Magician at 1 in the major arcana. However, the Pentacle only has 4 pentacles, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Magician has pentacles, cups, swords, wands. So much so, like you do in this reading, you have wands, cups, pentacles, and swords in this reading. So you are the Magician. That is what it's calling you to bring into balance, is all of these elements and the essence of these elements, bringing them all into balance so that you can move out of this energy into this energy. Just look how much more empowered the Knight is over the Four of Pentacles. So overall, Taurus, great reading. I hope this resonates. Leave me a like and a comment. I would love to continue to talk about this. Otherwise, good reading. See you next time on The Read.